Good afternoon and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Barry in Indiana. And what we're going to be demonstrating for you today is Indy's ability to understand and respond to his obedience commands, the corrections and motivations we give him while we're working with him, and the training equipment that we're using. Barry's using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he's going to keep the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. The correction that we give is a tug and let go to the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Indy's been fitted with his own personal training collar, and we'll show you how to properly use this during your one-on-one lesson. As you can see, Indy is seated nicely on Barry's left, which is where all our obedience training is done. In the first command, they'll demonstrate his heeling, which is proper walking on a leash. And Barry and Indiana are going to take off doing that now. The command you want to use for this is Indiana heel. And then you just start walking and he'll fall right in line on your left-hand side. And we've also gone ahead and incorporated our sit command into this, so anytime Barry stops his feet, as he just did, Indy will sit. Now it's important when you're heeling Indiana that he walks nicely at your pace on your left-hand side without trying to pull ahead of you or lag behind. If he did attempt to pull ahead or lag behind, say no, give a tug and let go correction to your training collar, repeat the command to heel, and then start walking again. Now you see with a puppy like Indiana, Barry's going to use a lot of praise and a lot of good boys while he's doing it. And there he has him in a sit. Next up, he's going to demonstrate our stay command, which is a hand and voice command. And Barry's going to use the open flat of his left palm an inch or so from Indy's muzzle and the one-word command to stay.
Stay.
He then walks out to the end of the training leash. Now this is a great exercise to build up self-control and maturity in Indy. You can start practicing this one at about a minute's time and work your way up in increments until you get to about 3 minutes. Now as Barry returns back to Indy, he's going to walk all the way around him, providing an added distraction as he goes behind, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Indy holds that sit-stay throughout very nicely, and Barry will demonstrate that stay one more time with him.
Stay.
Gives him the stay, it's hand right in front of the face, one-word command to stay, out to the end of the leash. This time he'll give him a second to hold it, and then he'll demonstrate our come or recall command instead of returning back to Indy.
India, come, forward.
Calls him in using his name. Indy gets up, comes into Barry, sits in front. And then Barry's going to show you our finish maneuver, which he's going to heel Indy right around the back of him and get him right back on his left-hand side heel position. He just heels him right around. And now he's right back where he should be, and he sits nicely. Nice job. Now you see he's going to adjust that collar just to keep it up as high as he can. It gives him the most control over Indy. And he'll demonstrate that stay with the recall command one more time.
Stay.
He gives him the stay, back out to the end of that leash. And he calls him in, and he gets right up, comes to him, sits in front. And then the finish one more time, heels him right around the back of him, and right back to his left-hand side heel position, and Indy will sit. Very nicely done. Now next up are going to be our down commands. The first is down from a heel position. Barry will use the open flat of his left palm straight down to the ground and the one-word firm command to down.
Down. Stay.
He then gives Indy a stay and walks back out to the end of that training leash. Now this is another great exercise to build up that self-control and maturity. This one you want to start practicing at about 3 minutes time and work your way up in increments until you get to about 5 minutes. And Barry will return back to Indy, just like he did on the sit stay. He's going to walk all the way around and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Nicely done. Indy holds that down throughout. That's a good time to remind you want to practice all your commands with Indy about 15 to 20 minutes a day. You can practice them inside or outside your home, and then just incorporate them into your daily routine with him.
Yeah. Yep.
And Barry's going to heel him out of it, and he'll come back around and he'll demonstrate that down command one more time for you.
Down.
Hand straight to the ground, one-word command to down, gives him the stay, back out to the end of that training leash. And this time he'll give him a second to hold it, and then he'll demonstrate that come or recall command right out of the down position. Calls him in, Indy gets right up, comes on into Barry and sits in front, gets a little praise, and then the finish one more time. Barry heels him right around the back of him, and right back to his left-hand side heel position. Alright, lastly we're going to demonstrate for you our down from a distance command. So Barry's going to have Indiana sit, and then he'll give him a stay.
Stay.
He'll walk out to the end of that training leash. Now this is the only time he's going to use his right hand to give the command, and he'll drop Indy into a down. Whoop, Indy tried to anticipate there, so Barry's going to start it over again.
Oh, my man.
And he's going to come right back up, put him back into a sit, give him a stay, back out to the end of that leash, and this time he'll use his right hand and give him the down command.
Down. Stay.
A little puppy bark, but he went right down. And then Barry will return back to him one last time, walking all the way around and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Very nicely done. Heels him right out of it. As he wanted to get into a play mode there, Barry just said heel. He got right up and went with him. Alright, we've demonstrated for you all of our basic obedience commands we've been working on with Indy while he's been here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Indy, and we thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.